Yo, Gift und Galle, der Metal Talk. Für harte Kerle und harte Kerlinnen.
Ja Mann, wir quatschen über Metal, Mosch und Geballer. Über die Szene, aus der Szene. Mahlzeit und herzlich willkommen. Das nun folgende Interview mit Fernanda von Crypta findet in Kooperation mit Baalphemors.de und Gift und Galle, dem Metal Talk statt. Das Interview ist aufgespalten in 2 Teile. Den ersten Teil findet ihr jeweils auf den Kanälen von Baalphemors.de, auf YouTube und Spotify. Und den zweiten Teil findet ihr entsprechend auf den Kanälen von Gift und Galle, dem Metal Talk. Auch jeweils auf YouTube und den bekannten Podcast-Plattformen. Und nun viel Spaß.
Alright, thank you very much.
Okay, I was just finishing talking about the difference
Yeah, sorry.
between the album. No, don't worry, because I kept that on my mind. So, I also think lyrically, the 2 albums are very different from each other. Because on the first album, Echoes of the Soul, there was stuff about psychology. There was also stuff about, like the occult and mystic stuff, and also some protest songs, because, like I was writing protest songs for like 10 years there in Mendoza. As for Shades of Sorrow, it's a semi-concept album. It was supposed to be a concept album, but we didn't have the time to do that the methodic way I wanted to. So it's a semi-concept album. And so it's one theme that permeates the whole album. And there's a progression, like on the story and everything. And also it's strictly related to our psyche and psychology and our mind and all the feelings and everything. So this is a theme that was present in Echoes of the Soul, but it's definitely more present now in Shades of Sorrow. So even lyrically, the albums are 2 different worlds.
Yeah, I think I just looked at the cover artwork, and it's I think it's also like way darker and than the first one, than the first album.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a special artist hired for the artwork, and is there a special meaning, or did it by your own?
Yeah, we actually hired a painter for this artwork called Raul Campos, and he had never done a band artwork before, so that was very special.
Oh, okay.
And there is a concept behind the artwork, and the concept is strictly related to the lyrical context and concept of the album. The album basically talks about a journey through pain. It talks about all the different emotions and different shades of pain we experience when we are navigating through dark times, when we are struggling, when we are suffering. Like we usually think that pain is one thing, but when you are suffering, you understand that there are many shades of pain and many shades of sorrow. So that's what the album talks about. And when I was writing when I was thinking of the concept and when I was writing the songs and the lyrics, I'm a tarot reader. I don't know if you know that, but I read tarot cards. And when I was writing the concept of this album, there was one card that would keep popping up on my mind, and that card was the 8 of Swords.
Okay.
And on the artwork, there are 7 swords just for aesthetic purposes.
Yeah, okay.
Because it would be hard to put 8 swords. But the artwork is based on the album, and the concept of the album is strictly related to the 8 of Swords, the tarot card. The 8 of Swords is a card that talks about being imprisoned by pain and fear and insecurity. It talks about you've been struggling so much with something that your pain ends up imprisoning you, trapping you. It talks about being trapped in pain. But it also talks about you being the only one responsible for leaving that place. And we brought this concept to the artwork. So you see that there are the swords that talk about the pain, and the swords are like too close to the head of that figure. And there's also the candles. So it gives you the image, like the person's not seeing anything. If she tries to get up, she's gonna get stabbed by the swords. The candle is gonna burn the fabric. It's gonna be a mess. But if you look closely, the person is not tied because the ropes, they are loose. So this means the person could gently remove the ropes that are tying them down, and then remove the fabric like gently and strategically and patiently leave that place of being trapped in pain. So that's basically what it talks about.
I think it's visual in the music video as well, right?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The first video for Lord of the Rings, it's like the motion picture for the the artwork, you know. It's the light work getting life, you know. And but in the music video, we also depict that the figure, it's basically our inner demons, you know, like we're battling ourselves and our dark. So that's why we ourselves are stabbing the creature there. And then in the end, when the fabric comes out, it's us sitting there. It's just like us killing our inner demons, facing our inner demons in order to thrive and survive amidst chaos.
Great.
Very philosophical.
Yeah. When you're writing a song, is the lyrics are first or the song? Or
the song,
instrumentals,
definitely.
Or what?
The instrumentals. We start with the riffs. Like it's always one of us starting with a riff, or coming with like some riffs or like an idea and I structure and stuff like that. So yeah, it truly starts the instrumental parts. And then like it starts with the riffs, guitar riffs, and then we add the drum, we think of the structure, and then we add the drums, and then solos and lyrics and vocals, they come lastly. Like I remember by the time we were recording, I finished like the vocal patterns like a week or two before the recording process, because I'm very methodic when it comes to lyrics and vocal patterns. So I take a lot, and also because I'm very methodic, I really need the structure to be 100% ready for me to finish the lyrics and create the vocal patterns, because I don't want to keep going back and forth. I write the lyrics thinking of the metric already, okay, this is going to be a bridge, or this is going to be like a pre-chorus. So does this song have a pre-chorus? What is it? So yeah.
Okay, so you would say it depends, or the lyric depends on the song. Like if you have a very fast, very aggressive song, the lyrics are more darker than like. I mean, you don't have ballads on the album, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. But yes and no, because like the theme of the songs, they are of the lyrics, they are created way in advance. I mean, when I'm finishing the lyrics to make it fit, I need the song to be 100% ready. Otherwise, it's very confusing to me. But the themes, they are created way before. And what I do is like we had all the songs for Shades of Sorrow, and then I had all the lyrics ready. And then I was like, okay, let me see which song matches the energy a lot, you know. So I'll give you an example. Dark Clouds. That the lyrics for Dark Clouds, they talk about an anxiety attack or a panic attack. They describe a panic attack in a very metaphorical way, describing anxiety as dark clouds. And then an anxiety attack, when you have anxiety or like panic attacks, they're very aggressive. They're very like punishing. They're very
impacting.
Yeah. And also when you exit, when the panic attack is over, you feel sad usually and drained and feeling like I don't want to live, like if living is like this, I'm afraid I have another panic attack. Will I ever be myself again? There's this duality on an anxiety attack. It's very aggressive and then it's sad. And then Dark Clouds, it's one of the most aggressive songs in the album, but there's a break that is very light and everything.
Yeah.
So I thought, I think that would be a good fit. And then there's like Trial of Traitors. It's a song that talks about resentment, like you're like, I'm trying to survive and these people are judging me. So I needed to go for the most aggressive track of the album.
Okay.
And yeah, so that, and Poisonous Apathy, it's a song that talks about the agony of not being able of feeling anything, like of getting in the state of apathy so you're not hurt again. And I think that Poisonous Apathy, the song, really matched the vibe. It's very emotional and yeah. So that's how I do it.
Okay. Okay, what was your greatest moment? I don't know, maybe on stage or whatever, in your time with Crypta for now?
Oh, I think probably Wacken. I think probably Wacken because
But what do you think? You did already play in Wacken with Nervosa, right?
No. So
No?
the thing is, no. They played this year. The thing is, when I was still in the band, in 2019, when I was in Nervosa, we got confirmed for Wacken in 2019. And that was one of the reasons that made me take so long to leave the band, because I was like, I fought so hard for this. I worked so hard for this. And now I'm going to leave the band and I'm not going to play it. There's no way. I have to play this show. But then the pandemic came. And of course, the show was canceled. And then I was like, okay, so I'll leave the band. It was one of the main reasons. So it made the decision easier for me. But still, it was something that was, like my biggest dream, because I've been to Wacken as an attendant in 2008. It was like, like I barely had any money, but then I went on an adventure. And then I remember I was watching Iron Maiden front row, and during Rime of the Ancient Mariner, I would, like, on that part, I remember like it was a beautiful night. And I remember I got emotional because I was remembering my dad, and I was remembering all my friends who never had the opportunity to go to Wacken. And I was looking at the stage and was like, will I ever play this stage? Maybe one day. And then, so I dreamt of that. I dreamt of that. And then it was supposed to happen with Nervosa. It didn't happen. I was like, okay, I'll start from scratch. Let's see how it goes. Like, I'll make it happen eventually. And then it was one of our first shows confirmed for some reason. And I remember I was talking to our agent. I was like, why? How is it possible? Like, we've just released the album. He was like, I have no idea. Just enjoy the moment. And I thought it was a joke. I thought I was going to get there and they would block us, but then we did it.
Yeah, but I think you are very well known in Germany, because we have the metal scene in Brazil is, I think, comparable to the German scene. It's very the fans are very passionate. So I think the best evidence is that your second album already charted on the 23rd place, which is, as I said, very, very good. Okay, so let's say you play a very long tour and you have done all these interviews with this guys, and what are you doing when you come home for relaxing?
First of all, first thing I do when I get home is taking at least 2 days off doing nothing. I literally become a vegetable and stand there. Like, I become a potato and do nothing. Just lay in bed and rest and watch stuff and eat comfort food. That's what I do. I like doing nothing. And then I am a universe inside the same girl. I have lots of different interests, and as weird as it seems, I like traveling for relaxing when I'm not touring.
Yeah, I've
like
seen
travel.
you have been recently into some shows in Germany
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
were
So
driving with this e-scooter. I
yeah,
saw
yeah,
it
yeah.
in the stories. Yeah,
I was with the scooters all the time and a
yeah,
lot of Flixbus to
yeah.
take me from one city to another. But yeah, I like traveling a lot. That's something in me. Like I know my work is basically traveling, but still I like traveling to relax. I try to visit my favorite spots in town, visit parks, spots with nature. I
Mhm.
also get back to my routine of like meditation and spirituality and yoga. And I like to see my friends and I like to eat good food on my favorite restaurants. So, and watching movies, going to the movies, it's one of my favorite things. I love going to the movies. So I do that a lot too when I'm home. And riding my motorcycle. It's a scooter, like, like those automatic
Yeah.
motorcycles, but I love it. I love riding it. So yeah, go to museums and
All
stuff
right.
like that. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
what I like to do for fun.
Yeah, that would be my next question, but you already answered if you have all hobbies apart from music. But yeah, you have.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and also apart from music, I have a whole different like persona too. Like I'm very into spirituality and the mystical world. So I am a tarot reader. I study astrology. I do some not do, but I study about witchcraft and I'm
All right.
A Reiki master. And I have all this like mystical witchy side
Yeah.
that I
Okay.
that I study a lot about and I practice a lot when I'm not on tour.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Um. Okay. So yeah, I come to my last question for today.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, you are a big fan of Sepultura, of course. And then I saw you, I think it's quite a while ago, that you were crying on a Beyonce show. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no doubt about it that she's a great singer. Yeah. But on the other way, I was a bit confused, like seeing this. I mean, she's powerful too, but you're powerful in a different way. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
you can
Thank you.
can break walls with your voice, and yeah, is there any other music or like let's say guilty pleasures that you're into? For example, I listen to merengue a lot. Yeah, and my
Okay.
friend he's always laughing about it because he say, yeah, you listen to Slayer and merengue. Yeah, I do. So
That's it.
that's it.
Um,
So
I
yeah.
do. I do. First of all, the Beyonce thing, I know many metalheads were confused, but I I've been on my social media, like I've had a Beyonce tattoo for like years, like I don't know, 7, 8 years now. And
Okay.
I'm always posting uh videos of me singing her songs. So it was funny to me to see that people were surprised because I've always been very vocal about liking Beyonce, and she taught me a lot musically, like but yeah, I besides metal, I listen to a lot of different things. Metal is always gonna be my main thing because
Mm-hmm.
that's how I was raised and that's my work and that's my passion. So metal is always gonna be the main thing. But besides metal, since I like clean singing a lot, I I listen to a lot of like soul and jazz and
Mm-hmm.
like blues. And my favorite genre besides metal is blues, old school blues, like from the 20s to
Oh
the
yeah.
50s. That's what I love the most. And I like all those divas like Billie Holiday and Etta James and Dinah Washington and Aretha Franklin and Nina Simone, and also like more to the pop side, Amy Winehouse, Lana Del Rey, Beyonce.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
all teach me a lot when it comes to singing and performing and writing music. Like
Yeah.
I just adapt and bring it to metal in ways that people will never imagine, but like they teach me about breathing correctly, like stuff like that,
Yeah.
nuances
Yeah.
like that. So I listen to a lot of that, and I listen to a lot of Brazilian music too, like samba Brazilian popular music and stuff like that. I drink from many different fountains, let's put it this way. As long as it clicks with me, as long as it inspires me, as long as it makes me feel good while listening to it, I have no boundaries in music. But my favorite things would be those divas and like soul, jazz, and blues, and some pop. I'm very picky about pop. It's not everything that I like. But yeah, I listen to a lot of different stuff, definitely.
All right. Fernanda, thanks very much. It was a real big pleasure. Is there anything you want to tell the people out there?
Definitely. First of all, thanks to all our German fans for such a remarkable thing in my career, such as the hitting the charts in such a nice level. We were competing against like Taylor Swift, like 6 Taylor Swift albums. So it was a hard battle, but we made it. And without you, that wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much. And also for your overall support. If I'm living my dream and if I'm doing music that you like, it's because of you. You are the fuel for everything. Without your support, we're nothing. So thank you for being the fuel for everything. And thank you for having me on your channel. Thank you for being such an important bridge between what the artists want to say and the fans. You know, like it's not always that we can be on a merch table for an hour with each fan. I go to the merch table every night, but it's not all the time that we can have this deep talk. So I feel you are the bridge of providing this connection between artists and fans. And I thank you for that. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you. And I wish you, I would just say, not good luck, but that the successful the success of your band will continue. Yeah, and I think
Thank you.
You are already on a very good level, but I think that you will still. I think next year you will play at Wacken at the main stage, maybe at the prime time as support for our main. Let's hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your support.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
Yo, Gift und Galle, der Metal Talk. Für harte Kerle und harte Kerlinnen.
Ja Mann, wir quatschen über Metal, Mosch und Geballer. Über die Szene, aus der Szene.